Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Wioa Career Coach Virtual Job Fair. Today, we will be hearing from 4 employers hiring for various positions across multiple industries. Each employer will speak for 15 minutes to give you some information about their company, and will highlight the job openings they currently have. If you have questions at any time, please type them into the chat and we will address them during the Q&A session that will be taking place after all employers have presented. Today's session is being recorded and will be made available in the employer booths for you to refer to later. Now, I am pleased to introduce Tanya with the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. Tanya?
Good morning. My name is Tanya Cody Robinson. I'm a business relations specialist with the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. In my role, I serve as a liaison to recruit employers for positions that we have available across 7 high-growth industries. Joining me today are my partners within the partnership, which is Trina Watley. She's the brainchild of this event that we have for recruiting for our partners, our agency partners that we fund, and our community partners, as well as our IT specialist, Mr. Victor Viswerta. So we're excited about this event. This is our first ever virtual job fair, and we're taking the opportunity to use COVID-19 to connect job seekers to many positions that are available within our local region. So I'm excited to be here. Trina, would you like to add anything to the discussion before we get started in our presentation? And we'll follow that up by Victor.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you again for joining us for this virtual job fair. Our agencies within our network are excited and eager to find talent to fill their positions with their agencies. So I ask you job seekers, if you have the interest in working for organizations that provide workforce development services to assist people in finding employment and to help them get started in their careers, this is absolutely the right place for you. So please reach out, please listen carefully to the job descriptions, as there will be screenings and there will be follow-up, but this is a wonderful opportunity to be involved with doing some great work here in the Chicagoland region. We are the largest nonprofit workforce development system in the country. So you would definitely find this is a great place for you. And at this time in your career, we're doing some wonderful work. So we are fortunate to have you. Thank you, everyone.
And Victor.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Victor Viswerta. I'm a business relations specialist at the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. I just want to welcome everyone to today's virtual job fair. Just as Trina mentioned, we are the largest workforce systems in the country. So I hope that you are very interested in the positions that we have available. And again, welcome everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, will we be sharing our PowerPoint at this time, Danielle?
Yeah, the PowerPoint is actually up. Are we ready to begin with the first employer?
Yes. Okay. Oh, well, let me tell you all a little bit more about the partnership. As my colleagues mentioned, we're in our 8th year of operation. The Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership is the umbrella organization operating under the public workforce system within the city of Chicago and Cook County. To date, the partnership has helped and placed more than 70,000 individuals in employment, and we have directly collaborated with more than 2,000 employers and have administered more than $300 million in federal and philanthropic funds. As my colleague Trina Watley mentioned, we are the nation's largest nonprofit workforce agency providing job training and placement services to employers and job seekers throughout the Chicagoland region. Our vision is every person has the opportunity to build a career, and every business should have the talent to grow and compete within the global economy. And within my role and within the business relations and economic development role, that's what we do to broker those relationships. Our mission is to create and promote effectively and effectively manage national workforce organizations. And we design innovative solutions to bring those employment opportunities to our workforce providers, our funded providers, as well as the community in which we serve and represent. So I'm excited, as mentioned before, about this virtual job fair. There's lots of momentum, and in working with our agency providers, this work does not stop here at the virtual job fair. The positions that our panelists will be speaking to today, the positions will remain open for a month or until those jobs are filled. So we'll be in contact with you post-event to follow up with your interest in terms of the positions that will be highlighted today. And now without further ado, we can turn it over to our Equus team with Equus Workforce Solutions, which is our Northside American Job Center and our Healthcare Sector Center. And Melissa and Michelle will speak to the positions that they are currently hiring for. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Bryant, and I am the Operations Supervisor with the Northside American Job Center. And at this time, as Tanya stated, we are funded by Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. Equus Works is, we recently had a name change. Equus Works basically is a national workforce agency, and we have two centers, Northside American Job Center, which is located inside of Truman College, and our Healthcare Sector Center, which is located in downtown Chicago on Van Buren. At this time, I will be speaking for the Northside American Job Center. We are hiring for a talent development specialist in our agency, and that position basically works with participants that are low income or dislocated workers, who we're seeing, of course, a surge of during this time. And basically, the talent development specialist serves as a career coach for another title that we would call that position. But basically, they assist participants in developing their vocational goals developing their vocational goals, which would then lead into permanent and full-time employment. The ultimate goal of the Workforce Innovation Act is to make sure that everyone that comes through our program is employed at the end of their tenure with us. So basically, we're looking for a talent development specialist to manage a caseload. We're looking for someone that has any related work experience, excellent verbal and written communication skills, and also demonstrates excellent customer service, which is a big plus. Familiarity with the communities that we're serving, and a knowledge and understanding of the local needs and resources in that area. We would typically like to see someone have 1 to 3 years experience in workforce development or related programs, and Spanish, English bilingual is a plus, but it's not a requirement. And our educational requirements would be an associate's degree and at least 2 years experience of working within an employment related field, but a bachelor's degree is preferred. So that position starts at $19.23 to $20 an hour. The hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There is paid PTO time and 12 paid holidays. We also offer insurance and benefits. So if you feel like you're a good fit for that position, we would definitely like to hear from you. So thank you for your time. And I'll pass it over to Michelle Mcfarland, who's our operations manager at the Healthcare Sector Center with Equus Works. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. And good morning, everyone. It's exciting to see how many individuals and job seekers are participating today. So we definitely are delighted to have your presence on this glorious Chicago morning. As Melissa said, I am the operations manager for the healthcare sector, which is a division or a component of Equus Workforce Solutions. Today, I am going to be speaking about a position that we have at the Healthcare Sector Center, which is titled Business Solutions Consulting. A business solutions consultant you can think of is similar to a job developer or recruiter for an employer or employment specialist. But yet it's so much more. It's so much more because a business solutions consultant also provides workforce solutions that change lives, that advance economies, and it helps communities thrive. And the way that the business solutions consultant does this is by engaging to support employers and businesses, specifically in healthcare, and we help them with their efforts to recruit qualified job seekers. It's also dynamic because we prepare those qualified job seekers for self-sustaining employment opportunities within healthcare. So we're creating those opportunities and changing lives. And so when you think about healthcare, healthcare also has subsectors. So within healthcare, we would be recruiting for administrative roles, clinical roles, and non-clinical roles, food service roles. So it's very dynamic in that way. Even though this particular position would be focusing on business engagement with healthcare employers, it's still very dynamic. Some of the duties or responsibilities of this role would be, again, creating suitable job openings for job seekers, developing a wide variety of job opportunities for job seekers. And that means through business engagement. And so you're going out and you're creating and fortifying, sustaining, trusting relationships with healthcare employers so that you can match job seekers to those opportunities. And so establishing that rapport and maintaining the ongoing relationships with employers is pivotal, it's important. Again, you would be assisting employers in recruiting, pre-screening candidates, and also you would be doing facilitating job events, similar to what we're doing today. This might be one of your duties. It's just to introduce and feature a particular role for an employer, and you're presenting the opportunity to job seekers. And so this is a prime example of one of the duties. We're looking for someone, who is energetic. They're compassionate about helping people. They work smart, do good, and they get better. So we're interested and very much want to have that candidate apply for this role. Some of the qualifications for the role, a bachelor's degree, or if you have 2 years or more work experience in business engagement, business sales, marketing, customer service, staffing, or recruiting, this would be a position that might be a good fit for you. We're also looking to, similar as Melissa said, excellent verbal and written communication, because you will be doing recruiting and you will be engaging various employers within the workforce. Having some knowledge of the healthcare workforce community would be a plus as well. So demonstrated knowledge of labor market trends would be great. And of course, having that friendly professional demeanor, because you're engaging with various individuals from the business community and also the communities within the Chicagoland area. And so that will be important to do. As the ability, again, to work independently and also work well in a team. And so we're looking for that person who would be a good fit in all of those categories and more. And as Melissa said, the Healthcare Sector Center is located in the West Loop. This is for the Business Solutions consultant position. The position is full-time. The hours are 8 to 5. Currently, there's a mix of working remotely and some days in the office when you have appointments as well. We are adhering to, CDC guidelines and taking the appropriate measures so that when we are in the office, it's as safe as can be. And then also you will be working remotely. It's full benefits, medical, dental, vision, employee assistance, PTO, holidays are included as well. And so next, and you can see, as also I want to put out there that the salary range for the business solutions consultant is $22.60 to $23.07 an hour. And if you were interested in applying for this position, which we definitely invite you to do, the next steps would be to go to equusworks.com website, careers, and for the Chicago area, you would apply to, again, talent development specialist, which is the position that Melissa's team is hiring for within Truman College. And then secondly, still in Chicago, the business solutions specialist position, which will be located at the Healthcare Sector Center in the West Loop on Van Buren, again, in Chicago. So that information on where to go has been shared in the chat box. So we definitely, again, welcome you this morning, and we look forward to seeing and having you apply so that we can connect with you at a later time. So thank you very much. And I'm going to turn it over to the next presenter.
Okay, hold on one second, Michelle. I have one question I have to just clarify. How many positions are available? Is it just one for the position that you spoke of? And in terms of the position with the salary, is overtime available, or are those salary exempt positions or exempt positions in terms of salary?
Thank you for asking that, Tanya. Yes, great question. So there is one talent development position open, which is at the Northside American Job Center, located at Truman College on Wilson. And there is one business solutions consultant position located at the Healthcare Sector Center, which is on Van Buren. Each of those positions are hourly, and there is periodically overtime available based on need and also based on the budget, because we are funded, as many of you might be aware, as Tanya spoke about, we are funded by the partnership. And so overtime is sometimes a need, but it also goes with the budget as well. But yes to that question.
Okay, and I have another great question as it relates to residency requirements based on the Northside American Job Center being at Truman College. Is there a residency requirement for people who might live outside of Chicago?
Not for Truman College position, not for the position at Truman College. And I don't think for the healthcare sector.
It's not for the healthcare sector either, no.
And just to clarify, because you're working for Equus and not for the city colleges of Chicago. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. That's correct.
You're welcome.
And the next presenter. Thank you so much, everyone.
Up next, we have Greater Chicago Food Depository. Malik and Ann, are you guys ready to present?
Yes, we are. Can everyone hear me?
We can.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you all for coming and participating in this event. We're very, very excited. Thank you to the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership for all the hard work that you've put into this. My name is Malik Kemakai, and I am the Director of Workforce Development at the Greater Chicago Food Depository, and I am joined with my colleague, Ann Carney, who is our Student Experience Manager. So I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the Food Depository, just in case some of you are not familiar with us. We are part of a united community effort working to provide food security, dignity, and hope to our neighbors in Cook County and beyond. We work with over 700 partners, such as food pantries, soup kitchens, churches, universities, shelters as well. Our mission is to end hunger and its root causes in our community. But we know that one way of ending hunger is to feed the line, but the line we've noticed keeps getting longer, especially during the ongoing economic and health crisis. So the other way to support our mission is to end hunger through workforce development. The workforce development team supports the Food Depository strategy to leverage employment and training as a pathway out of poverty and food insecurity. And historically, our focus has been on career pathways in the culinary and hospitality industries. But however, these industries have been disproportionately affected by the ongoing COVID-19 crisis. And because of this, we have decided to pivot into other thriving sectors such as food handling, customer service related industries, food production, logistics, warehouse, and transportation. So I will stop there and hand it over to Anne to talk about our evolution.
Excellent. Thank you, Malik. Welcome everyone today. Thanks for joining us. What an amazing group it is to see everybody on here. So we appreciate your time. So the original program at Greater Chicago Food Depository was a culinary job training program called Chicago's Community Kitchens. And that flagship training program has been around over 22 years now and graduated more than 1,300 students. That is a 14-week food service job training program that was offered in-house in our state-of-the-art kitchen, where students came and learned hands-on training on how to prepare and serve and all the other things that go into food service with our chef instructors. That they spent 12 weeks with us and then went on an internship. That program had been our flagship program. It had 3 tiers. It was continuously enrolling. So we would start every single month, which allowed the students to become mentors for those who were coming in after them. The internship was a huge part of that as well. We place people in internships wherever there is food. So that is a wide variety of places all throughout Cook County. The Greater Chicago Food Depository is the food bank for all of Cook County. And so that is our service area, reaches beyond just the city of Chicago. We are also under the Feeding America National Network. So just to know kind of the stretch of how deep our roots grow. With those internships, students were connected to restaurants, hospitals, hotels, catering companies, grocery stores, and it made for a really unique connection to have people go and show what they can do in front of an employer for 2 weeks. At that time, 4 out of 5 were getting an employment offer before they finished training during that internship. That internship was really great to, differentiate people from a piece of paper, a resume that maybe had some spotty work history or no experience in the industry. We are background friendly. We do work with candidates who have convictions in their past, and we can work with pretty much the whole gamut. As the organization policy, the only one that is absolutely exclusive of being involved in our training is a sex offense where the victim is a minor. We also did not require a high school diploma or GED and still do not. We have different education levels for our training offerings now, but we want to make sure that we are really reaching those that are populations that have had barriers to employment. As Malik talked, our mission is to provide food for hungry people while striving to end hunger in our community. Workforce development is the way that we are trying to break that cycle of poverty and have initiatives that shorten the lines at our food distribution areas. This flagship training happened in-house. They would prepare meals for us. They also prepared meals for the community. They learned everything from knife skills to life skills. We offer a lot of support. And so they would spend 75% of their time in the kitchens and 25% of the time in the classroom, learning everything from nutrition and financial literacy to resume writing and mock interviewing. This program, like many, had to go on hiatus come Friday the 13th, way back in March, due to COVID-19 protocols. So it is very hard to be virtual while you're teaching someone how to hold a sharp knife or cook with hot pans. So that training program went on hiatus, and we really reached out to all of our current students and our alumni and just tried to assist them with all the things that they might need during that time. With that, we saw still a lot of engagement from our current students who were stuck and weren't able to come in, as we weren't able to be there either. And so through this process, we started to do some online learnings and some videos and really kept them engaged. When the isolation and shelter in place bans were starting to lift, we were able to get back into the offices and the kitchen and offer some different options for those who were paused in training with us. For those who had just started, they were only 2 weeks into training. We created a front of house customer service excellence job training program that had piloted in person in January, but was very easy to switch over to being virtual. So that front of house customer service excellence is now one of our 2 4-week training programs that is offered in our workforce development sector. And so those students were connected with that. The other students that were about halfway through, they were about 6 weeks through, we have a program that we have now called the food handler job. And it's kind of an introduction to the back of the house. And these are still hospitality and culinary and food related industry arenas, but they're a little bit more broad. In that pause of COVID as well, we reached out to our employment partners. We had a very solid and very supportive network of employment partners that, again, did internships or direct hire of our graduates and then on. We keep in touch with our alumni. They become what we call our professional family. And we want to make sure that we engage them with continuing education, but also a network of how not to get just that first job, but how to advance and find second and third and jobs that will eventually become your career. So in pulling those employment partners, we also saw that there was no longer the ability or the need for those interns. And so we knew that that was going to be a challenge, and that the skill set of the culinary jobs that we were training for wasn't as much in demand. It was more people that were jobs. So with all of that information, we finished out those students, the ones that were near the end. There was a couple that just had a week or two. We finished out. We had them come in small groups, and they completed their training program and were able to actually work with the production arm of Chicago's Community Kitchens that produces meals to go out and feed our community. So they're able to have that internship experience and really complete and be able to say they got that done. And that was amazing. We had students who started with us in January and didn't finish with us until July. But they were committed. They wanted to finish, and that really motivated us. So we decided to evolve, and now we have our 2 4-week training programs. The culinary program is on hiatus. It will come back when there is the ability to do so. But at this time, that kitchen is needed to produce meals in a scale that has just exponentially increased. And due to social distancing, there's not the ability to have that all-day training. So instead, we have, again, our front of house customer service excellence program. This is a 4-week hybrid program that is taught mostly on Zoom, where students learn anything that is customer service. So they learn about allergens and beverage making. They learn about customer expectations and how to communicate. And this has been a great success. We've been having very good retention. We've been actually having great community on their online platforms. I think people felt a little siloed and a little bit alone and a little bit isolated because we were. And even though it is through the screen, there is a lot of community and a lot of togetherness that's going on. The other program that we just launched this month is the food handler program. This one is also a hybrid, mostly taught on Zoom, but does have some more in-person time with us in our kitchens after our production team leaves the kitchen for the day. And so those 2 programs are 2 offerings now, with a 3rd program in the spring that Malik can talk more about, that is our warehouse bridge and certified logistics and warehouse training. So all of these have a lot of support. We want to make sure that our students are able to finish. We know that unemployment doesn't come alone. And so we have a lot of great supports through private funding as well as grant funding. We are funded by the City of Chicago Department of Family Support and Services, as well as the Department of Human Services through the state of Illinois and their SNAP to Success program. Otherwise, we are funded by a lot of private donors that offer us the ability to do so much with our students. So our students are provided with study support packets, and as well as tech equity. So we know not everybody has a computer or a smartphone or unlimited Wi-Fi or the access to that. So students are able to come and rent equipment as well as space in our facility to take place in these virtual classes if they aren't able to do so on their own. The study supports are things that help people out if your power or your internet is out for the day. So we print out everything that you're going to see on our slides that happens virtually so you can follow along and call in. We give you everything down to the pen and pencil and sharpener and all the things that you're going to need to take notes. Additionally, they are given transportation. They do come to us at least once a week to pick up those study supports and to take some nationally recognized certifications. So they're given a 7-day unlimited CTA or CTA PACE Venture card or a $35 gas card. We used to prepare meals as part of training, and it is a big important part of being part of the Food Depository to make sure that our clients are nourished so that they can learn and they can succeed. So they are given a total of $75 in grocery stipends, and those happen in weeks 2, 3, and 4 of their training program with us so that they are able to stay sustained and stay nourished so that they can perform at their best ability. They complete, and depending on which of the 2 trainings, they will get their food handlers sanitation certification through ServSafe, which again is nationally recognized. We don't know of any other time where certifications in sanitation and safety are more recognized because of COVID. They also can get either, depending on which class, if it's customer service, they will get their Manage First, which is a customer service managing customer expectations certification. That is good for 3 years, also nationally recognized. Or in the food handlers, they will get their allergen certification, good for 3 years through the National Restaurant Association as well. People are able to take both trainings, and if they do, they can opt to elevate their sanitation training to the Food Protection Manager's sanitation training, and that is good for 5 years. And that is a very great way to have job sustainability. You are the first one put on the shift and the last one taken off, because there has to be one of you on every single hour that you are in operation if you are making any kind of food. And last but not least, we provide case management and really trauma-informed care. We have partnerships through a system called NowPow that is a virtual connector to resources in the community. And we have also contracted a licensed social worker from Metropolitan Family Services to be sure that each student meets with a licensed social worker and creates their own individual plan for success. You need to have the skills and the education to become employed, but you also need the stability to get and stay employed, which can include childcare, housing, mental health resources, and much, much more. So all of this has really evolved us into a broader workforce where we are looking for people to come with us on this journey to help them achieve their goals. We want to meet them where they're at. We want to make sure that we are thinking of all the things that are really going to be as equitable as possible. And we are also evolving our training supports to be bilingual. So we do have testing for all those national certifications, and all of the study support packets, all the printouts, all of the notes are available in Spanish and English. Many of our instructors are bilingual, and we also make sure that we have a classroom assist who is on at least 3 days a week that is bilingual as well. And talking about the organization as well, I think Malik will probably go more into our career pathways model next.
Excellent, thank you, Anne. So we are expanding, and even though this is a period of uncertainty, we think, or we would like to take advantage of this time as a period where we can actually help and support more of our participants in our community. The key strategies to expanding our workforce development program is by introducing the career pathways model. And this is going to help us in our efforts to support adult learners who may have basic skills deficiency and also are part of special populations with severe barriers to employment. So through this career pathways model and practices, the career pathways manager will be central in supporting and addressing our participants' special needs. They'll help us to support them in attaining their desired credentials, assisting and referring them to trauma-informed case management. I think Anne mentioned our partnership with Metropolitan Family Services. Also, we're like to say that we're meeting our students where they are at, and we try our best to, but The other piece of that we've learned is to make sure that we don't leave anyone behind. We're also trying to help our students to build their skills, develop academic plans and a clear route to certification, and ultimately to access better jobs. This position will also help us to place students in high demand jobs that offer livable wages, opportunities for advancement, as well as benefits. So I will go into the actual role. The Career Pathways Manager position will be a member of the Greater Chicago Food Depository Workforce Development Program, and this person will interact regularly with students who have experienced discouragement and trauma. Some of the main duties are the individual must have experience with workforce grant guidelines. They must be familiar with navigating the Chicagoland workforce development ecosystem. Responsibilities include overseeing students' recruitment, enrollment, orientation, support services, and the like. They must be able to develop a written client services plan specifying goals to be achieved and services to be pursued. I think you call that the IEP. They must be able to conduct student skills assessments and monitors and evaluations for the student's progress. Also, they must be able to provide counseling and career coaching for students through job readiness and skills training. Qualifications, we do prefer the candidate to have a bachelor's degree in social services, human resource training, or related fields, at least 3 to 5 years experience working with economically disadvantaged individuals, at least 3 to 5 years case management and or job development experience, and also experience working with Chicagoland workforce development programs, such as DFSS, SNAP to Success, employment and training. And then also they must have a broad knowledge of in-demand employment pathways, such as hospitality, culinary, retail, and other food-related industries, and then also logistics, supply chain management, and warehousing, which is the new industries or sectors that we will be piloting this year. I will jump to kind of the competencies which we feel are important. They must be willing to deliver customer service excellence through empathetic case management, counseling, and also by leading by example. They must have a positive attitude and strong work ethic, must be a team player who demonstrates a willingness to go above and beyond, and then also committed to ongoing professional development. So I think we've kind of used up our time, so I will stop there.
Malik, do you just mind if I add a few couple just about the Food Depository? I just wanted to let everybody know we are about 200 employees strong. We have an additional 50 non-duplicated volunteers. I'm sorry, we have the work of non-duplicated volunteers that would make up what would be 50 full-time employees. So we are very supported and appreciate our community and our support through those volunteers. You full-time employees are given 10 paid holidays, as well as you start off with 15 PTO days that accrues to up to 25 paid time off days. Those roll over and are accrued by the percent of time that you work. We have medical, dental, and wellness. There are 3 plans offered, and I can personally tell you they are excellent medical dental plans. Also, vision is included. There is professional development, which also includes our diversity, equity, and inclusion training. And we do work mostly, we do a hybrid of on-site, and remote working. Usually we are on-site 2 to 3 days a week, and then remotely 2 to 3 days a week. We usually work the regular Monday through Friday shift, something around an 8 or 8:30 to 4:30 or 5. However, there is always recruitment opportunities and events that sometimes fall in the evenings or the weekends where we do flex time so that we can make sure we meet our community and have that presence there.
Thank you, Ann.
You're welcome.
And Malik, I have two questions in the chat. As it relates to other positions that's on the website for the Chicago Food Depository, will you all speak to those positions, or can job seekers apply for those as well in this process? And the second question is, I just lost it here. Oh, the salary range. How do you determine salary range, or can you speak to salary ranges?
So I'll speak to first the salary range. I cannot speak specifically to the salary range. That's our HR department, but I can say that it is based on experience, and we are very, very competitive. In regards to the other positions on the website, we are workforce development, but anyone who is qualified or feels that the job description on the website suits their particular competencies are welcome to go ahead and apply. The only other position I believe that is on there that is in our department is the warehouse instructor, which is a contractor position. But I do want to tell you that we are expanding. So the career pathways manager will be leading a employment partnership specialist. We're hoping that this person will help us in our search for that role, because they will be actually managing that person.
Yes, and to Malik's point, there are a lot of different jobs at the Food Depository. We do a lot of work that not everybody sees or fully understands. There is children programs, older adult programs, veterans programs. There is also a lot of transportation and delivery. There is acquisitions of food. There is grant writing and fundraising. There is events. There's a lot of opportunities here. And additionally, we have received some grants due to COVID for even more temporary positions. And a lot of those temporary positions do have the possibility of becoming full-time. The Greater Chicago Food Depository has intentions of expanding to a second campus across the street. We are located at 42nd and Pulaski, which is over close to Midway Airport. And so there is just a lot of support for the work that we do, because it is needed more now than it has ever been in the time that the Food Depository has been around, since the early 1970s.
Wonderful. Thank you. And to our job seekers, if I was to provide a comment, do your research as well with the company to understand the culture, what their mission is, how many people that they help, and the communities that they assist. This information would assist you in your next step in the interview process. So an additional tip. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And also, I'd like to mention that for those who have joined this webinar late, we will have question and answers at the end of the session. After each presenter is positioning information about the position, we are providing the links and additional information in the chat, and we will follow up as well. Thank you. Next presenter.
Up next, we have Greater Westtown Project. Constance, are you ready to present?
Yes, I am ready to present.
Okay.
Hi, good morning. My name is Constance McGee. Can you guys hear me? It's good. Okay. From Greater Westtown Project, and we do have Angela Gibson. She'll be joining with us a little bit later. But we do have the position of the Wioa Youth Case Manager. I'm gonna give you a background of what we do and who we are. We are located on the west side of town, right off of Sacramento. And basically our mission is to build a community-based response to expanding educational and economic opportunities for the disadvantaged residents of the Greater Westtown community. And we do this by developing and providing model programs in the comprehensive workforce development and educational services. So we were founded in 1988. We have earned a reputation of one of the top performing community-based education, employment, and training providers in Chicago. We have developed and we currently carry out multifaceted strategy to break the cycle of poverty in certain economically disadvantaged communities. So agency overview, we have 4 departments. We have our admin unit, which is basically the business department, the HR, the executive director, all of those, excuse me, fiscal, development, IT. And then we have our adult placement program, which we target, our target population is you at least have to be 18 years or older to apply, low income, and a Chicago resident. And the services that we provide are career assessment, job readiness, job placement, and follow-up services. Then our next department, we have our vocational training program, which we include the woodworking program, the shipping and receiving program. And our target population for these programs are, you must be 18, low income, Chicago resident. And we specific, like I told you before, woodworking, shipping and receiving. We have job readiness, job placement, follow-up services. We provide all of that. So once they complete their training and they receive their certificate, they're ready to go on to obtain a job. And we help them with that, with the job placements. And then our last is our youth unit, which is our academy, Westtown Academy. Our target population for our academy is youth 16 to 21. They're out of school. They couldn't complete high school the traditional way, and they have to be a Chicago resident. And we provide services in education, post-secondary placement, mentoring, wraparound services, extracurricular activities, and leadership opportunities. And this brings us to the job position that we are hiring for. We are hiring for a Wioa case manager, and this manager is going to provide direct mentoring, case management, and employment support for out-of-school youth between 18 and 21 years of age. The Wioa case manager will facilitate client trainings, assist with general assessments, actively will support the employment development needs of the youth enrolled in these services. We are looking for someone who does kind of have a background in case management, someone who's familiar, who's worked with Wioa as well. That's a plus, because this person will be facilitating youth job readiness curriculum to support their clients' employment needs. You will be working with the Wioa online case management system to document like records, client enrollment, registration, same-day services, and monthly case notes for clients enrolled in the services. You will assist job seekers with finding career opportunities, on-the-job training opportunities, post-secondary options, also including the FAFSA preparation and college visits. This job is salary-based, and it does include health benefits, so health, dental, retirement, life insurance. And it is on a sliding scale right now from $16 to $27 per hour. And this is based off of experience. So of course, the more experience, the more that we, the higher end of the pay scale. Trying to think, make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't believe, did you have any questions for me, Tanya? If I missed anything.
Let me check. No questions in the chat outside of the positions that, I have one here.
Okay.
Okay, someone such as woodworking, carpentry, and plumbing, or any IT programming or coding. Do you have anything outside of the positions that you mentioned with Greater Westtown?
So the position that we're hiring for, we have the Wioa use case manager, but within our vocational program, we have the woodworking and the shipping and receiving. But we do have the adult job placement program where people come to us and then we help place them in different positions.
Okay. And then just with adding in some of the questions, thank you, Victor. If you're interested in positions with contact tracing positions, Victor has graciously provided the website with chicagocookworks.org. We have a who's hiring now page, as well as contact tracing employment opportunities. Other opportunities with employers. There's a wealth of information that's available out on our website, as well as Illinois WorkNet. There's a plethora of virtual job fairs that are going on with many of our employer partners that I mentioned in the offset of this presentation. So please, please, please visit our website for additional resources and information. Visit Illinois WorkNet, stay engaged in the process. We will be following up with all interested parties. I will provide my email address, and Victor has it as well. And you also have our email address for all of the presenters here. And after this event, this recording will be recorded and available on Illinois WorkNet. So we're providing resources so that you can go back and refer to. But as these positions are filled, more positions will be added. So it is upon you as the job seeker to have us let us help you in the process with you doing your due diligence on your part, staying engaged with us, and we could track the outcomes in 30, 60, and 45 days intervals, because our role is to report positive outcome, for we are stewards of workforce dollars. So that's what we do. So I believe that's all of the questions that we have here. Oh, and thank you, Kimberly, for free online training. There's free training out there on Coursera for everything. We're registered on those classes so that we could better articulate it to job seekers. Stay involved in the process, because within our office and with our team, Business Relations and Economic Development, we have more employment opportunities. And I'm not just talking about jobs, more career pathways opportunities than we have qualified candidates. So we need people to take this information that our panelists are so graciously giving us, really extra information in terms of how to qualify for these jobs. And we have to fit into the job descriptions as well as the roles of the company. So there's, I thank my employer partners. Again, this is a short-term heavy lift, but we have a lot of employment opportunities. And as we hearing on this email, there's long-term strategy for expansion, which means that businesses are growing and within certain areas, and we're still within a high growth area in terms of Chicago being in Cook County, being a global city. So thank you. Constance, did you want to add anything else?
No, that was it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for the presentation. We have all of the emails, all the information will be available to everyone as follow-up. So now we're waiting on our next presenter.
And Tanya, I've actually been monitoring the participants section, excuse me. I have not seen Colby enter the room as of yet.
Okay, then I'll pivot there too. I could handle for Kobe Smith for Moraine Valley Community College. But going back into the chat, there is another question. What is the site for the contact tracing position? That information is available online. That was posted with Victor Viswerta. My colleague will add that information again for contact tracing positions. Please visit our website or check that email for the chat. Are entry-level applicants encouraged to apply if they have most of the requirements for the positions? This is what I say. If you have the skill set in some shape, form, or fashion to articulate how you could fit in that position, there's two ways when we're looking at employment opportunities. You have your general requirement based on the position, and then you have your experience. If you could connect your experience and your requirements for an entry-level position, hey, explore the possibilities. We're having an intellectual conversation here in terms of how I could fit into an employment opportunity. So what I encourage all job seekers to do is to carefully review the job descriptions, take your skill sets, even from past job descriptions and or your training, and tailor that job description to fit the job description that the employer is looking for that prime candidate in. So you have to understand the culture of the business, and you have to be able to connect in terms of how you can serve that business bottom line. I always say it's like speed dating. If you're not telling these employers what they need to hear in the first 30 to 60 seconds in an engaging conversation, you have lost them. They're looking for the next job seeker or the interested candidate. So be prepared for the opportunity, prepare yourself for the opportunity, go back and connect, ask questions, use your labor market information. And if you are registered via Illinois WorkNet, that information is available to you right there at your fingertips. For job seekers, there are tutorials, there's training. It gives you a plethora of information in terms of where to gain those skills, where to gain training, support services, and how to fit into those opportunities. Okay. And let me see.
Tanya, sorry to interrupt. It does look like we have Colby
Oh,
with us.
great. Hey, Cody.
Yeah, no, I've been here. I was, it comes up as a L755, so.
Okay, we got you. Thank you, Cody. But I was ready to pivot though, but I'm glad you're here.
Well, I know you're gonna do a great job, so thank you. I'd like to thank everybody for this opportunity to come on and speak about the opportunity we have at Moraine Valley. I think it's a great opportunity. I think all these are great opportunities to get into workforce development, and the reward is you're helping people to achieve their goals. And so I enjoy doing this. I only do it part-time, and that's what we're looking for. But let me give a little background. First of all, I apologize. The manager, the director of the program at the last minute could not participate. And so we are very flexible in our department. So we do multiple things. So I had to participate in this outstanding event. And so Moraine Valley, as you know, we are a community college. We are the second largest community college in the state. So we have a host of services, resources, and educational programs. We have over 110 educational programs that people come to us at Moraine Valley. We have 3 campuses, Blue Island, the main campus at Palos, so that's where the opportunity will be located at, and we have another campus out in Tinley Park. We have over 12 buildings out. It's a huge campus, 12 buildings out in our main campus on 111th Street, just east of LaGrange Road. And so we're way out there, but we do a lot of good things there. We are looking for someone in our department. The job title is Student Success Specialist. Now, let me tell you, it's little that opportunity is a little misleading. The title, it's not, we really don't work with per se students, the typical students. We have 2 programs at Moraine Valley, 2 Wioa programs. We have the adult program, and we have the youth program. The youth program is located in our Blue Island facility. The adult program is located in our main facility in Palos. We an adult program, that's where the opportunity lies, is we work with people 24 and over. So most of the students who typically come to Moraine Valley, if they want to participate in the Wioa program, they can as a student. They have to go through go through youth program. And so most of all of our participants, 99% of them, or all our customers are over the age of 24. So you really don't per se, you think that the typical student you've been working with, no, these are all adults you will be working with. We are looking for someone, because we're small, this is a part-time position. This is not a full-time position. The position is from 20 to 25 hours a week. We're very flexible in terms of the hours you work. We have a career coach that used to only work 3 days a week to get the 25 hours in. So we're very flexible on the time. We work with you. Currently, the job is right now, is as like everybody else, is all remote. We probably won't go back into the office until the last I heard is probably next fall. It could be sooner, depending on what's going on with the vaccines, the treatment. But right now, we are working remotely. We can go in, but you have to have permission to go in, or you have to go in for a particular reason. So we are working remotely. we're looking for someone that is very flexible, at least have 1 to 3 years of experience. This is it is a true coaching position. Most of our people that we work with, this is a traumatic experience for them. They've never experienced a layoff. And so most of the people we work with have been with the company for a number of years. And so you really don't allow, you take it from, as a coach, you take it from start to finish. And that's, you become the coach, you become their parent, you become their best friend. They look to you for everything because they got a lot of guidance. And so you're gonna have to have experience working with people, and you're gonna be very flexible, because not only do career coaching, we do things, we have to host and conduct job readiness workshops. From writing a resume as a career coach, you might have to host a virtual job readiness workshop on how to write a resume, how to interview, how to use social media. So we're looking for someone who's very, very flexible, who's who understands, who's very empathetic. Because again, a lot of people, it's like anything else. You lose your job, it's very traumatic. And it's like a lot of people feel like they're not worthy, and we have to build them back up and get them back out into the workforce. You have to collaborate a lot. We collaborate with a lot of, because most people come to us, they come to us not particularly on our goals to help them get employment, but they primarily come to us, to Moraine Valley, because they want training. Because we are a community college, we have a host of programs, some of the best programs in the country. Our IT program for community colleges is listed as number 10th ranked program in the country. We have a good healthcare program, good manufacturing program. So we have a host of programs, which are pretty much all of them that I'm talking about, we all funded, that we offer. So most people come to us for training, and then we have to give them the training, we have to develop them, build them up, motivate them to get back out into the workforce, how they go about doing it, because it's a new experience for them. So we're looking for somebody who would look at least 1 to 3 years experience, very flexible, empathetic. That's pretty much, it is part-time position, $22.15 per hour. You have to have a bachelor's degree. That's not a Wioa requirement. That is a Moraine Valley Community College requirement. They require anybody outside of a support position, you have to have a degree, a bachelor's degree. And so that's pretty much it on the job opportunity. There are other hosts of jobs at Moraine Valley that you can take advantage of. Some of them, and they're all listed on the website. They are on hiring. As you know, coming up to this time of year, that for the spring session, they're gonna be hiring a lot of instructors. So you got part-time instructors, full-time instructors. They'll be looking for that. Some of our career coaches come to us. They all start part-time, and all of them, most of them have gone on to full-time positions within their college. And so it's a great opportunity to foot in the door, work with people, develop people. Some people do this, they want to do this for forever as a career. Some of them do it for a couple of years and then move on to other opportunities within the college. But we gotta look for somebody who does understand coaching, how to motivate people, and have it very flexible. Any questions?
Yes, Cody, I have a few. I'll just read them from the chat. One participant said, can I apply for a position that I live out of Chicago? I do live in Cook County. Are there any residency requirements for many of the employment opportunities that are listed? No, unless you're working directly with Moraine Valley. Moraine Valley is in Cook County, so you would qualify if you live outside of Chicago, but within Cook County. Then
no, you could live, we get people live in other counties, so there's no requirement in terms of where you live at. So we get people from working in Moraine Valley, live in Will County, DuPage County, so there are no resident requirements.
Okay, and then in terms of IT related positions, I put my colleague Victor Viswerta contact information. You could email your resume to he, myself, or both of us, and we could connect you with who you need to speak to in terms of IT positions. But as it relates to Moraine Valley, are there any IT positions, since we're talking about the college, available at Moraine Valley to your knowledge at this
Yes,
time?
they do have a big IT department, and sometimes they post those jobs. And we do collaborate, you know, as a if you come there looking for a job, even as a coach, our job is some people come to us, and some of them, one person we hired was started as a customer, and we eventually hired him as a career coach. And she moved on into another area, full-time position. And so we worked hard diligently with the manager of that department to get that person on the job. So we collaborate a lot amongst ourselves within the college. But there are IT positions that when they post them, I encourage you to apply for them. And they do pop up. As I tell people, don't just look once a week. You gotta look every day. And when you look every day, sometimes jobs come up and they come right back down, depending on how many people apply.
Great point, Kobe. There's another question. Are there any opportunities for advancement at the community college?
Yes, like I said, you start within, well, it depends what you do. If you start in our area, that gives, you're working with students, what they call so-called, not the typical student there, the young students. We work with adults, and the youth program do work with younger people, but it gives you a leg. That's all we do. We're educating people. And so there are plenty of opportunities that you can move up. Once you become full-time, as one instructor there, she's got way over 100 and I think 50 of credit hours that she's continued taking classes, improving herself. And so it's like when you're the second largest community college in the state, there are plenty of opportunities and plenty of opportunities for advancement. So I will encourage you, if you don't want, interested in the student success position, there are other opportunities. I suggest you go online and look at them. And but anything outside, there are support positions, but anything beyond, if not support, you wouldn't need a bachelor's degree.
Okay, thank you. Great stories. As it relates to the qualifications for the part-time adjunct remote instructors, any qualifications, please read the job descriptions. As it relates for the deadline for the application, I believe Kobe did speak to that. You got to stay engaged in the process. You got to look at what it's saying, and when you see that there's something that is suitable for you, apply and follow up. And Kobe's information is available in this presentation. So let this event work for you. Let's stay engaged. There's been instances where you may come in, as Kobe mentioned, you apply for one position or you're coming in for training, but your skills could make room for you and you could be hired for another position. So stay involved in the process. As it relates to the work schedule, you did say that it was flexible, but can you elaborate on the flexible remote work week schedule? Is it Monday through Friday? Is it Monday through Saturday, Sunday? What's with that?
It's Monday through Friday. Now in the summertime, starting after school closes down, our students get out in the summertime in May. The school closes every Friday at 12 o'clock. They actually lock the doors from May up through August. So it closes down on Friday. So a lot of people come in, especially part-time, they might work, 10 hours on a Monday, 10 hours on a Wednesday. They do the 4 hours on a Friday, or they work Tuesday and Thursday. So they're very flexible in terms of the hours. And so I've seen a couple of them to work 10 hours on those days, or someone work 4 days, they work 5 hours, and then on that Friday, they just might work 4 hours. So it depends on you. You negotiate that with the manager, and she's very open to that. And because we have to be mindful of our participants too, even though sometimes we think that they should have time because they're not working. A lot of them do have other requirements, other things they have to do that we have to be flexible. Sometimes we have to stay a little late and meet with a customer, or sometimes we get come in early. So we look for some, the hours are flexible.
Okay.
And just Tanya, just one of the sex stories. You know, the manager of the program, she, she came out of finance. She even, was going. She lost, got downsized her finance. She had a family to feed, and went into working to Cook County, and even was going to a warehouse. She was going to do a forklift. She said, I got to feed my family, and got on at Moraine Valley part-time, and now she's the manager of the program.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in a matter of, that's only took her a couple of years to do that. So there are opportunities there that you can move up and move into other areas.
Great story. And there's so many other stories is that when you talk about non-traditional students, and those are those of us who are returning to school that have bills and have responsibilities. So we're coming to school for a mission, or we're coming to workforce development programs for a mission and a strategy. And sometimes we may need to take on certain flexible jobs to network and get your foot in the door. And for me, your manager's story sounds much like mine. I stepped away from the financial sector, but as a non-traditional student, I stumbled up on workforce development and training programs. This was in an inception of the one-stop development, and my gifts made room for me in terms of customer service and system integrations, etc. So there's lots of stories involved in that. So thank you so much for sharing that. As it relates to benefits, are there any benefits that's offered in the part-time role?
No,
and you did mention the hours are anywhere between 25 to 30, and you have to be
flexible. 20 to 25 hours.
20 to 25, okay.
Yes.
And you have to be flexible, and I would just assume that some of these hours could be evening events as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It depends. Right now, I know at some point because I don't really doing, and we on the largest, the Wioa program is located in the largest building on campus. And I pretty much leave between 5 and 6. But after that point, that building is probably the most active building on campus. It's so many people coming back, as you say, at night, taking classes, getting additional training. And so the building is very, a lot of people are there in the evenings. But I do at some point, I think by 8 o'clock, they do require staff to, if you're not teaching, to leave the building for security reasons. You just don't want people around, okay? And so there are, to make it clear, I want to make it very clear, there are no benefits at community college for part-time employment. So, but again, get your foot in the door, and some people love to work in higher education. And some people, you think that, oh, they don't get paid. Some of these, you go online and you talk about public education, all the jobs and pay is listed online. What people are making.
Yes. And one additional question, as it relates for the positions that have a BA, does it matter what field of study? This is what my experience is. You want to tie in your degree in terms of to the job description. So if they're looking for a project manager and you have a degree in social services, take a training class or take an internship to build that skill gap, or be able to articulate your project management skills with a social services degree to fit you into that role. And closely look at the job description, because that job description will tell you what area of study that will qualify you for any position across sectors. So that's just another tip that I want to add on as it relates to degrees and specialties. And what I'm finding in terms of the labor market information, the degrees are fine, but with the way that everything is evolving, employers, as one of my colleagues always say, that employers hire for attitude and they train for skill. So that means if you have the right attitude and you understand the culture and you're positive and you're outgoing and you're flexible, employers are willing to train you in accordance to their standards. And also, if you would like to receive certification, I'm pubbing Illinois WorkNet again, that's free Coursera training when we're talking about contact tracing all of those trainings are available, as well as on our website with nationally known universities. So please, please, please do your research. We are here to assist you, but you need to do your research in order to make a very educated guess in terms of your career pathways. And then thank you, Kimberly, for adding in the information for Illinois WorkNet, the training pages for Coursera. And John Hopkins for contact tracing is where you will receive your training certification there. I would love to go to John Hopkins locally and stay at home. So take advantage of those opportunities.
At Moraine Valley, we started up a contract tracing program too. And so, and like I said, there are over 100 and some educational programs. And I think you summed all up, do your research. First of all, second of all, you got to be able to fit within the culture of I've seen people come to the college from the private sector, from corporate America, and some of them just felt it moved too slow for them. And they couldn't fit within the culture. It just wasn't for them. They wanted to be more fast paced. So that's some things you got to take in consideration, is that the culture is can you fit within that culture other than your other college or any other company that you're looking to get employed with.
Right. And consider other opportunities, training opportunities. Connect with our business services team or our agencies. There's on-the-job training programs. There's paid work experience, which are internships. Kind of test the waters to make sure that this is something that you're interested in. I often speak to people who are interested in healthcare positions, and my first question when they articulate that they want to be a nurse is like, well, do you like people? And people laugh at me, but you'll be amazed at the number of people who will spend thousands of dollars for a healthcare position and then graduate, some with honors, and decide that they do not have the skill set to work with people. So it's a little joke, but it's real. Take advantage and do your research. As my colleagues have mentioned, it's so important to connect your skill set and your training to a career pathway. It's not a job. I look at a job as just over broke. We're talking about career pathways that's going to lead to self-sufficiency. Any other questions or comments, Cody? Thank you.
No, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. And I believe that we're going to open it up for questions and answers. We've had a very robust session and we are ahead of schedule, but this event does end at 12. So I want to speak again about next steps at the end of this event. My esteemed colleagues at Illinois WorkNet and the SIU team, thank you very much, will provide us with a list of everyone who have registered for this event. I would work with my team in following up with all of our esteemed employers who have expressed interest or who have highlighted the positions that they have in hand. Again, this is a partnership. So using all of the tools that we have given you, I need for each of you, if there's any positions that you are interested in, to go online, number one, and apply for those positions, because number one, we can't refer you until you have done your due diligence on your end in terms of submitting the online application. And all of the links and all the details have been placed in the chat. So after you have completed the online application, email your resume to me or to my colleague. I have provided that information in our chat as well. My email address is trobinson@shycookworks.org. I will follow up with everyone in terms of asking questions and directing you your application to the correct source. Now, again, if we do not have an application process, we cannot look for an application that isn't there. If I do not have your resume, myself and our team, we cannot pre-screen you to the opportunities. So we need to make sure that all of your information is correct. If you're emailing the resume or if you're submitting the online application, and that your phone numbers are correct. A word of wisdom that I always say to job seekers: if you are providing a phone number, check your voicemail. Make sure that your voicemail is professional. We don't want to hear long songs. We don't want to hear certain things if we're calling you for positions. Make sure you're checking your email, and make sure that you're checking your voicemail voicemail. If we're calling and if we're leaving you voicemails and sending you emails, if you're not responding, we're not going to continue to call you back. We had over 350 people who registered today, over 133 attendees. So we're moving to the next person in the list. Hopefully we don't want to have to overlook you because you did not respond. Any other questions?
Well, yeah, I do some work with them. Can I help you with something?
Okay, and if you, from our panelists, if you have an interest in healthcare employment opportunities, Michelle has provided her email address. Thank you very much, Michelle Mcfarland at equusworks.com. Anything for people over 50, yes. Young and over 55, yes, there are employment opportunities that are available. If you are concerned, we have a AARP program. Okay. Have you had much positive? Thank you. You have such a positive perspective. Thank you for energizing me today. Yes, we are here. That's what we do. That's our role. If you cannot remember anything else from the Business Relations and Economic Development team, we have more employment opportunities than qualified candidates. So let us help get you right for our employment opportunities. Oh, thank you, Victor. Yes, we do have assistance for people over 50. Cheryl, you are very welcome. And Maria Rivera is the career advisor at Chicago Professional Center. We have employers looking to hire graduates. There is a current demand, for HVAC and the trades and entry level, given the salary from $17 to $20 per hour. She provided information for the HVAC program. Okay, thanks for giving out your pub. We also have a construction network person within our Business Relations and Economic Development team. Her name is Patricia Moore, and I could provide her information in terms of some of our construction initiatives. So that is wonderful. Are there any other part-time opportunities or virtual opportunities that have not been discussed? Great question. Yes, there is another virtual job fair. All of the virtual job fairs are available on Illinois WorkNet. And my esteemed colleagues have provided that information. Go and look at all of the job fairs. There's one tomorrow with my colleague Dave Swanson for manufacturing. There will be breakout rooms in that session tomorrow with on-site interviews, and we're moving to that stage in our next virtual job fair. Next week, I want to say it's the 26th or the 27th on Illinois WorkNet. All of these job fairs are posted. We're working with Westfield Mall, and we are working with CVS Health and many employers that are on the campus of Westfield Mall, and we're hosting a job fair in our Northside region. There's a elected official job fair, so stay engaged with us, because again, we have more employment opportunities than qualified candidates, and we're moving real fast. So COVID has not stopped. COVID has not stopped our work. COVID has mandated for us to pivot our work to fit into an economy and or a changing economy. And if you do not believe me, look at our Who's Hiring Now website on our Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. There is an entire list of employers who are hiring now. Some are offering bonus to hire people during COVID, and many of these positions are remote access. Thank you very much, Kimberly. Here's the information for the Illinois WorkNet virtual job fair. Thanks, everyone. Are there any HR positions or implementation positions? Yes, Veronica, our systems are always changing, and as businesses expand based on the nature of my work, HR departments, HR positions and implementation comes with expansion. So yes, stay involved. Shoot me your email and we could source you, get you connected with the right people. Patricia, you are welcome for us providing you with this wonderful information. Do you have any information with political or government positions? Yes, my colleague Miriam Beatty is working on a temporary positions with the Board of Elections. If you are interested in working 10 hours a day, 5-8 days a week for the elections, and you can network with other positions, look at our Cook County website, as well as the City of Chicago. There are additional positions available there as well. well as the state of Illinois. Ms. Hill, thank you. Great virtual job fair. Thank you very much. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you for providing Kimberly the information for the Manufacturing Momentum virtual job fair. Please note that will be from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. Kimberly has so graciously provided us with the link to register there. Yes, you can have my email again. It is T as in Tom, Robinson, ROBINSON at shycookworks. I'll email it back to you, Veronica. Every event, oh, you're welcome. Very valuable information. You are welcome, Ben. You are welcome. Yes, yes, yes. We are here. If there's any other questions, please shoot me an email. How do you get enrolled in Wioa programs? Check out our website. All of our agencies are there, or you can connect with our agencies who are presenters today. They're recruiting people, and check this out. A lot of our recruitment has gone virtual as well. Oh, wow, you all have a lot of questions. You are welcome. You are welcome. You're welcome. Yes, thank you, Victor. We're always tag teaming here for providing the information. What is the site for political jobs? Shoot me an email. I can send you information for the Board of Election positions that's being handled by my colleague. Her name is Marion Beatty. Victor, if you could put in Marion Beatty email address, that would be helpful as well, because she's actively recruiting and those spots are closing really fast. Also, you want to check with your elected officials for internships, see what they have available, as well as the Cook County website and City of Chicago. Get on the list. There's a lot of positions that are available. If you're not on the list, you are not going to be considered. And make sure that you're fitting into the job description and understand the culture. Thank you again for giving the information for our Wioa website. Driving, when will we get information for the website? It will be available on Illinois workNet for 30 days, and the positions will remain posted until the positions are filled or until the deadline of the job posting. So you will have that information post-event. Oh, thank you. This is the best ever virtual job fair. You are welcome. Now we'll sleep because we have worked very hard as a team to make this happen in a short period of time. You are welcome. Best of luck to the applicants. Do you have to be enrolled in the Chicago Cook? No, you do not. No, you do not. Great, great question. We assist with our Wioa enrolled job seekers, and we also have universal customers as well. So no, you do not have to be enrolled to take opportunities, but our priority is given to our Wioa clients, but we will not turn anyone away. Let's see, what list did you indicate we need to get on the list in terms of Ravine? Are you speaking in terms, if you registered for this event, we have your information by way of you registering on Illinois workNet today for this event. So we'll have your contact information. You want to provide us with a resume after you have completed the pre-qualifiers for the positions that were highlighted today. And I think that's it. You are welcome. You are welcome. If let's see, if previous Wioa clients, yes, we will help you. This, if you know, we're looking for retention and sustainability. So if something happens in your world where your case, where you have been exited and you need to re-engage, yes, come on down. If we cannot re-enroll you, we can definitely see if there's another suitable program for you. You are welcome. You are welcome. And I believe that's it. Any other questions, comments, or concerns from my team while I go on mute and take a sip of water?
Yes, good morning again, everyone. This is Michelle Mcfarland. I'd like to just take the opportunity to thank over the 100 participants in this virtual job fair today. And again, just to communicate about what Melissa and I shared for Equus Workforce Solutions, about the talent development specialist position and the business solutions consultant position, which is akin to an employment specialist. Those positions, even though there are two, one for the talent development specialist and one for the business solutions consultant, those positions we are looking to fill immediately. So we definitely look forward to your applications as you apply on our work site. But I also like to take this opportunity as the questions were arising. There were a lot of great presenters today and awesome job opportunities. But as we had went on to discuss, if these are not if you find, once you review, that these aren't the direction that you want to go in, I do want again to mention the Healthcare Sector Center. By the nature of the work that we do, we support, as Tanya said and my other colleagues, we support you, the job seekers, with gaining and becoming a part of the workforce and engaging in self-sustaining employment. And there are numerous opportunities. If you are in all of our communities, if you're impacted or even directly impacted, you, a friend, a relative are impacted, for example, by the drug use in your community. Whether you see it, you go to a store, you shop, you look around your neighborhood and you know that you're impacted. Well, there's we can help you with that in terms of, engaging you with an employer to get work in that area, a position, or also if you want training. And so we can engage you with that and support you with those items, at no cost. And we can talk to you about that if you were interested in an employment, job matching, and training for issues that may impact your community, how you can support that as a professional or get trained to support that as a professional. Reach out to me. I'm going to put something in.
Michelle, I believe you have muted.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
Thank you. I'm not sure where I muted at, but I want to just communicate. So sorry about that. Technical difficulties. I just
No
want to
worries.
say,
It fell off right after you said, I will put something together for.
thank you. I think I was saying that in the chat, you will see the opportunity and how you can connect with me again about the opportunity that I just spoke about, specifically about employment opportunities and training that leads to the employment opportunities for positions that have an impact on bettering all of our communities. So that's in the chat if you wanted to connect with me on that.
Yes. Any other comments? Generally, there's one other question in terms of what's the turnaround time? Generally, based on what I've gathered from the employers, after they have, all of these employers are prepared to make hiring offers. So generally, after they have completed the hiring process, 3 to 5 days after they have found that suitable job seeker is when they plan. But again, and I'll say it again, make sure that you do everything that you need to do. As my grandmother used to say, make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row. Make sure you have completed the online application. And I'm not going to say just complete the online application, hit submit. Because a lot of people, you'll go through everything and they will not upload the resume and will not hit submit, and then your resume is in the holding pile. Make sure that you get a confirmation, email your resume and your information to me. Also, as an additional safeguard, we will be connecting from the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. We will be connecting back with you by way of surveys and to find out that your interest and that you are suitable for the position that you have expressed interest in. We want to pre-screen you before directly referring you to the employers. So we want to make sure that we're measuring, because what we will be doing is sharing the list with the employers, all of the employer panelists, and we will be tracking to find out what the outcome was post-interview. So we did our pre-interview survey, and now we'll do our post-interview survey, and that's where we're finding out how successful this event was. Any other questions or concerns? And I'm going to check the chat box right quick.
And I see somebody has their hand raised. If you do have a question, go ahead and type that in the chat box and we'll be sure to get that answered.
Okay, and as it relates, we're getting a lot of questions about the contact tracing. Anything involving contact tracing, if you have gone out there for contact tracing, please be sure to email myself or Victor. I cannot give you an answer on that, but I could definitely refer you to one of our agencies that have the contract for contact tracing. Okay, so that's in reference to contact tracing. How do you work with people with disabilities? We do. People with disabilities is one of our targeted population, and we're working on a huge event for people with disabilities and the Department of Rehab. So do not allow a disability to deter you from participating in the process. So yes, we do. Let's see, I already answered about the contact tracing. You want to follow up with the agencies that receive funding. Where do you find the online application? I'm not certain if it's in reference to the employer. We need to know which employer you're speaking of. All of the employer information was provided in the chat, and the information will be recorded if you need to go back and re-review it. Okay, any other questions? I'm minimizing my chat box again.
Hi, Tanya. Actually, I'm monitoring the chat section as well, and I see there was a question that was just posed. It says, hi, are there any customer representative jobs or other call center jobs?
Oh, definitely. Great question. Yes, our evolution is always changing. I would encourage you to look at the website. In the Westfield Mall job fair, CVS Health is expanded. I'm giving you another tip. CVS has expanded, and recently they have merged with Aetna. There are a plethora of positions, unfilled positions, that many of them are remote access positions. They're looking for more of a seasoned worker, and those of us who are young and over 50. These positions also allow you to work remotely. There will be a HR person on the line on the job fair for Westfield Mall doing the same thing that we have here for positions, remote positions with CVS Health, and there will be additional positions that will be available with Aetna as well as we transform into the opportunities, as well as with our healthcare sector center. They have positions. All partners that are on the line have different positions that may be able to fit your need based on what you need in terms of an employment opportunity. Any other questions?
And if anyone that has just joined has any questions for Tanya or any of the presenters here today, you can go ahead and enter those into the chat section and we will get those answered for you.
Yeah, but this has been a very robust event. Lots of great questions. And thanks again to all of the panelists and our partners with Illinois WorkNet and SEIU. We have to be careful about what we ask for because we got more than what we expected today, but we're always ready to pivot. Okay, and I'll look at the chat again. Are there youth positions available? Yes, there are. Let's see, you're welcome. Do we have any part-time positions at partnering agencies? Yes, yes, we do. Thanks, Melissa. We answered the question about disability. Keep me posted about CSR contract tracing positions. Now, Shirley, now this is a two-way street. You have to engage us. Now, I'm going to tell you, like one of our employer partners said, those employment is for those who not need them, but for those who want them. So stay engaged. Let me know what you apply for and what you're looking for. But we'll continue to send out emails and text campaigns to promote. So stay engaged because we don't want to miss you in the process because we're working with other people. We have over 450 people who express interest in this event alone. So you all are good because we had a waiting list. And there's other people who will have to review the webinar. So stay engaged, please stay engaged. I apologize, I was late. Yes, this webinar will be available for a month. You can go back and re-review the information and we'll provide you with all the information and we'll follow up with you in terms of next steps and your questions as well. And I think that's for me. We're still ahead of time. Any other questions, comments from any of our panelists or from my co-partners at SEIU or SIU, as well as the partnership. And we still have people that's registering in the waiting list. So those of you who are able to stay, you got a lot of good information and the word is spreading. So thank you. How do you go to Illinois WorkNet? The webinar and the events will be posted. Will it be posted immediately after, Daniel? I know you mentioned it, but I forgot.
Yeah, I'm actually going to upload the video onto our WorkNet YouTube channel, and then I'm actually going to post that video onto each of the employer booths. That process should be done by hopefully early this afternoon.
Wonderful, thank you. And I see Olivia. I have the whole SEIU team here with us. Thank you. Virtual job fair. She provided the information for all of our virtual job fairs and jobs at UIC. Thank you, Melissa. I'm so happy that you all joined today because this is the beginning of a wonderful relationship, and this relationship will continue on. And we want to hear success stories from you. Good or bad, we want to strengthen our programs and get people to work. That's what we do. And we have more employment opportunities than qualified candidates. So get ready. We're happy to be here. Oh, and I'm happy that you all are here. And yes, thank you, Ms. Montgomery. I look forward to Trina. Trina said she's driving, but she has best wishes to all of you all in your job search. Again, Trina, this was her brainchild. It was an idea that just came into fruition, and voila, we have this great event that we had. Can I repeat my information for the information for Westfield Mall? I'm going to share my screen for a minute for the virtual job fairs, if we can do that, because all of this information is available for the virtual job fair. Let me go back to the chat. And if I were looking for employment, I would go and just sign up ahead of time, like you do webinars and trainings, etc. Sign up for those events. I'll share the screen with you. My colleague just posted it there for virtual job fairs. Oh, here we are right here. Okay, this is the screen where it will lead you to search virtual job fairs. Am I in the right place, team? But you could put in your zip code, let's see, and it will take you, and you can put in keywords, the local workforce area, and I'll send you all the link. But if you go to Illinois WorkNet, there is a plethora of information that's available to explore careers or training credentials, how to qualify for jobs, openings and recruiting, how to network, layoff, that for the rapid response for anybody who have been laid off, as well as updates and tips. There are different portals that are available for you, the job seeker, as well as the employer, as well as for our agencies. So in saying that, set up an Illinois WorkNet account, and you will receive links for all of the information that we're talking about, as well as updates in terms of who's hiring now. And our mandated partners is the unemployment office, and we work throughout the entire state. Another employer that I'm working with that's available on Illinois WorkNet is FEMA, Federal Emergency Management. And due to COVID, we're putting people to work there, but you have to be engaged in the process. And we're hosting events and events such as this to recruit for positions nationwide for FEMA. So we have to be involved in the process, look at the events, and again, we have those employment opportunities, but we have to be engaged in the process. Any other questions that I might have missed? And we have about 15 minutes, so
And Tanya, I just wanted to add, in addition to the employment opportunities that we have with our workforce development team at the Food Depository and all the other jobs at the Food Depository, we also have our trainings. So if anyone is interested in either of those 4-week customer service excellence or food handling introduction to back of house, they come with all those great supports that I talked about, including grocery stipends, transportation, and a $100 completion bonus. So we have the ability to service 12 to 18 students. And in the spring, we'll be offering warehouse logistics and transportation training as well. So
Yes.
put the website in there for anybody who might be interested in those trainings.
Thank you so much, Ann.
Thank you.
And where do you sign up for the 4-week program, Ann? And that information is available on the link, right, that we provided?
Yes. Yep. So chicagosfoodbank.org, and then you select job training. It gives you a lot of different information. It lists our employment partners, and then there is a request for more information, and then we'll set you up to join us on Zoom and have an information session with our team.
Is there an age requirement?
We do 18 and up. Our average age of students is usually 39, 40, but we have had everybody from 18 on up to 72.
And are there any educational requirements?
Not at this time. The warehouse will have, I believe, a 10th grade level, but for the 2 other programs, no. We do an educational assessment just to see where you're at and to see if there's any additional literacy or education supports we can provide for you while you're in training.
Now, when I'm coming to training, is there anything that I should bring or when I'm preparing?
Not to start. To start, if you can get onto Zoom, just give us a call or visit the website. If you need tech assistance, call that number or even come visit the Food Depository over at 42nd and Pulaski, and we'll start arranging some appointments so you can come and have that tech opportunity with us in our building, again, in safe and COVID-19 protocol environment.
Now, if I don't need the services and I'm looking for employment, are there any volunteer opportunities available?
Oh my goodness, yes, there are tons. I'm so glad you asked that. We have awesome volunteer opportunities, again, socially distanced. We used to be able to have hundreds of people in, and we do much less now, but there are sessions Tuesday through Saturday. There's 2 sessions a day. There's an AM session and an afternoon. It's an amazing experience. You come in, you see our huge facility. You're a big part of us getting together food in a variety of different ways. There also is a volunteer calendar. You can help us go out and distribute food in our community. So if you would rather be closer to home, there are over 700 member agencies, and you could be a part of food distribution at a food pantry, a soup kitchen. You can help us with our mobile produce mobile. We have all sorts of different volunteer opportunities. And at the end of the day, you walk away knowing, and they tell you the exact number of how many people and families you helped us feed that day. It's very rewarding and needed. So thank you. I'm glad you mentioned that.
I have a couple of teenagers that need something to do. Do you all give high school community service hours for volunteering?
We do high school community service and any sort of court order community service as well.
Nice. Is there a maximum hours that they could get?
I don't believe so. We have duplicated volunteers who come and have worked with us for many, many years. I will check, but I don't believe so.
Can you speak to it? And I already know the answer, but I like having these engaging conversations. Do you have any success stories where you had a person that came in and volunteered and then they gained employment just by way of volunteering?
Absolutely. We've had volunteers who've come in, and there's a lot of different ways that you can volunteer. We've had some that have moved on to our volunteer engagement team. They know the ins and outs of how to volunteer, and they're very engaging. They're very personal people, and so they're looking for that kind of person to welcome. We've had a lot of our professional volunteers come on too. We have volunteers who maybe don't like the hustle and bustle of packing boxes and rather do some desk work. And some of them have come on and helped us either part-time or seasonally, and some full-time for things like data entry, data tracking, those sort of administrative tasks. And then just some didn't know all the things that we do and end up finding job opportunities by learning about all the things that the Food Depository does. We have had several volunteers become interested in training, and our trainees have been hired in a variety of places as well. We have, oh goodness, I think 6 in our kitchen with our production team. We have 1 that leads our children's nutrition programs. We have 2 that are in our warehouse and transportation. I'd have to see if there's any more. Oh, and we have another one that's in our facilities team as well.
I'm a lifelong learner, so I'm always trying to figure out something new that I could learn. And when I grow up, I said I'm going to be a regional planner, but I am kind of doing it with workforce. But I have been trained that volunteering are those micro levels of economics that work in a down economy. And generally, study shows that people who volunteer, there's two things that happen. Generally, they're passionate about something, and then when they're hired at a higher salary as someone who comes in, just off the street, because they kind of have that sweat equity in it. So I'm not saying that this is true across the board, but the skill set and the relationships that you build by way of volunteering is amazing. And many of us are volunteering within our communities, and we don't list it on the resume, but employers are looking at those volunteer experiences based on the reasons, because it's a micro level of economics that work in a down economy. So that economic part of that is there. So thank you.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And the network of people that you meet there too. While our volunteer sessions are a little bit smaller, there's still another 60 people that are like-minded like you, that are, interested in helping the community. And some of these people are business owners, they are hires, they are managers. We get a gamut we have People's Gas comes in, and Mariano's comes in, and all these giant companies come in. And so that ability to make that network, you never know where you're going to meet the person that you were meant to meet that day.
And we have so many stories with that, right? Like I said, I stumbled up into workforce development, advocated for my son in public education. Now, who knew, right? And I also have a true story of a relative. She worked at Wendy's, and there was a parent came in, the HR person came in with her elderly mother, and only thing she did was just offer to serve the lady coffee. And doing that and just having customer service skills landed her a 15-year job in a call center with the financial sector. So you never know who's watching you based on your skill set. So as one of my colleagues say within the partnership is ABC, always be closing. So watch how your Facebook page look, watch how you're interacting with, be careful about what you're posting on social media, etc. Because there may be a business that you apply with, and if you're not fitting in the culture outside of what you're pretending to be, your representative, it could cause a issue on whether or not that employer may want to pick you up. So just a note of caution, be aware, especially during this time, of all of our interactions, especially if we're looking for employment, and what we're posting on social media, because some employers go and check. Okay, it may not be right, but this is a competitive world, and sometimes with being a sports mom, it may be you and that other person, and don't let that be the deal breaker for you. Okay,
so true, so very true.
Yes. Any other questions? Daniel, in our chat line, we got 9 minutes.
Yeah, Tanya, it looks like there's a few more questions that were added into the chat section. Somebody actually posted, if interested in transportation opportunities for food bank, where do you apply? Didn't see it on the site.
Interested in transportation opportunities, meaning that you want to be a transporter or you need transportation assistance? Okay, so for anybody that's interested in transportation, okay, so email your resume to me, tcodyrobinson what am I doing? trobinson@shycookworks.org, and I will follow up. As well, I will send information in terms of FEMA. Please send me your email with your resume, and I will send you the link for FEMA employment opportunities. Great contact, no problem. There's some information for FEMA, and I will include my contact information in the chat again.
And then at the Food Depository for the the driver positions, they're under truck driver. We have CDLA, CDLB, and then we also have non-CDL delivery driver.
Thanks.
So there's 3 pages of jobs on there. So make sure at the very bottom you click over to the next page, because it's not on the very first page. And then additionally, we also have operations workers that work in our facilities and our warehouse if you don't have the licensing for driving as well, but want to be in that atmosphere.
Great, thanks, Ann. Any other questions? I'm including my information in the chat again. as well as myself. Please leave a message. Don't say, call me back, because I won't. And there's my contact information with the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. But, leave me the information. We'll follow up with you. If there's any employment opportunities that you are interested in, please shoot me over the email so that we could begin to track. But more than anything, make sure that you're completing the online application, because that is the first step in getting an interview. And make sure that you're following the job descriptions in terms of what the panelists have articulated in terms of what they're looking for in a suitable candidate. And we have 7 minutes. Any of our panelists, any questions or concerns or last minute comments?
Hi, this is Michelle again. No questions or concerns, but definitely I think I just want to communicate again how awesome this was. So excited to see all of the job seekers who attended. Thank you, Tanya, for facilitating such a great event. Daniel
pleasure.
And all of my colleagues.
Yay.
And definitely look forward to all of us supporting the job seekers who are on this session with us. So we encourage you, we recommend that you definitely follow through with all of the resourceful information that we share with you, whether it's specifically about the opportunities that we presented on today, or if you find after you do your research that there's something else that you want to look into. Again, by the nature of the work that we do, we are here to support you, you and your family, so that you're self-sustaining, so that you're doing better, and you're just living your life to the fullest, even in terms of the training that we can help you with and the employment opportunities that we can job match you to. I just encourage you to follow up and reach out to us. Again, I'm Michelle Mcfarland. My focus is healthcare, but we know that there are a lot of job opportunities within healthcare. So if you have any questions, my email address is in the chat. Melissa's email address is in the chat, and so are my esteemed colleagues. And we just look forward to hearing from you so that we can support you.
And I have another question in the chat. Mr. Everett, give me a call or shoot me an email. We could assist you with the question that you have. Don't let that be a barrier. Part of our populations is people with disabilities. I don't like saying ex-offenders, so returning citizens. We have the ban the box of public policy that is on the books. So do not let that be a deterrent to you. Myself, as well as my colleagues, have been very successful in reducing the recidivism rate. So don't worry about that. Thank you. And then Ann did mention at the Greater Food Depository regarding returning citizens and their programs, as well as other employers. So we're here to assist the entire community. And we work very, very hard to make sure that we assist with barriers to employment, and that even relates to even financial assistance if there is a need for us to assist. So as my grandmother used to say, a closed mouth will never get fed. If we don't tell people what we want and need, we won't get that. So let's stop suffering in silence. Let us know, ask questions, stay engaged, because we're here to help you by way of workforce tax dollars. And did I mention we are funded through the U.S. Department of Labor? So we are tracking internships, and we're here for the entire family. So if you can't find employment based on where we sit, it's because you're not engaged, or there's something that's happening, because we're getting people back to work. Okay, now we got 3 minutes. Any other questions? You are welcome. Don't be shy, stay involved. Yes.
While we're getting those questions in, I did just want to mention, this is Olivia Miller with the SIU team from workNet. We had kind of showed a little bit of the Illinois workNet website. And so as you guys are going over there and checking that out, I just wanted to mention that we still have some free online training courses through Coursera available. That's going to be open through the end of October. Once October ends, those are going to close down, and you will have until the end of December to get those courses completed. But I highly recommend that if you're interested in getting some IT courses under your belt by the end of 2020, you're definitely getting that checked out and getting signed up for those courses before October ends, because you will not be able to sign up after that, but you will have till the end of December to complete those courses.
Thank you so much, Olivia. Thank you so much. And that is so important. And even in the down economy like this, don't go and collect your unemployment and do nothing. We have to have a resume filler on our list, or our employer wants to know, what have you been doing? And they're not going to ask you, they're going to move on to the next candidate. So take some training. And during this time, there's all kinds of training. I would be remiss. I'm taking training and I'm working, and many of my colleagues make sure that we're educating ourselves, because professional development is part of self-care, especially during COVID-19. Thank you, Olivia. I'm so happy to hear you on the call.
Yes.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? I'm going to turn off my calendar. Okay, camera, and go back to the chat. You all have been busy. Yes, read online. You are welcome. You're welcome. Oh, okay, y'all pumped and ready to go. We're pumped too. Let's see. Okay, it looks like I have all the questions. Team Daniel, Victor. If I missed anything, Kimberly. I'm so grateful and humble today. And let me just tell you how well our marketing teams work collectively as a team. On Monday, was it, Daniel? We had 3 people registered for the session.
That is correct.
And voila, we make things happen.
Absolutely.
So we're looking forward to putting in the work. So don't leave us hanging. We have 4 wonderful partners on the line. They're in active hiring mode. They have taken off time from their very busy schedule. So we will be involved. I'm soliciting colleagues from my team who will be helping me. Thank you, Victor. And we'll be reaching out to you all, but make sure that you shoot us your resume so that we can direct you to where we need to go. And we have a short window of time to make this happen. Okay? So any other questions? If not, oh, it's 12 o'clock. It's lunchtime for me. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Thank you for joining us. And we wish you the best. And if nothing else, stay engaged. And if you remember nothing else, we have more employment opportunities than qualified job seekers. Let the barrier not be part of your story. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tanya. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you.